All right, welcome back to the semifinals round of GPR.
Yeah, so we have Styles with Splashcat. Styles is on Esper control, I guess. Splashcat's on mono red, big red, medium red, mono red mid range, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, apparently Neon is very opposed to the name of Big Red.
I mean, I think it's fine. Like,
Wait,
it's it,
did Sal just mulligan down to 5?
yeah, it looked like they had I didn't catch the 7, but the 6 looked like it was a bunch of lands.
Well,
Uh,
they drew 3 unrelentings, but they bottomed one.
Yeah, I'm definitely not too opposed to the name of Big Red, just because a lot of the cards that the deck plays feel pretty similar to stuff like Inferno Titan and stuff like that, which I think Inferno Titan's like the quintessential Big Red card. So,
Uh, Yeah, actually, I think Glorybringer is what I think of when people say Big Red.
I mean, I was playing Big Red before Glorybringer came out. So,
Hmm.
um, but yeah, the 4 mana Chandra, oh, the 6 mana Chandra, not the original, but the other one. Those are all good Big Red cards.
Splashcat is casting the 2-mana Tanya instead of using Leaf Down Sizzle Mage.
Yeah, I think this is a good call. Sizzle Mage is not very good against Sinkhole, so respecting that is a good call.
So Styles' first play is on turn 3 because they kept the
It,
hand with no early game.
well, I mean, they kind of forced to. It's a bit funny seeing 3 unrelentings,
Yeah,
but one of the things I realized playing Styles deck in League is that Flesh Rot solves every problem.
right. I play against that deck too, and when Flesh
Yeah,
Rod's on board, you literally just can't do anything if you're playing certain decks.
yeah, it's kind of like a Wrath plus like your opponent skips the next 2 turns almost.
Rats plus Silence.
Um, kind of, yeah. So one thing about Tanya is that she's very easy to kill. So this unrelenting is going to kill both Ragavan and Tanya.
Oof.
Mm,
Flash I
Might mean
can.
that
Yeah,
might mean that Styles doesn't even need to play Faster Rot next turn. I think, as you're saying, Splashcat can just play Tanya
yeah,
to
because they got
answer this
the
turn.
treasure from the Ragavan. The Styles have an easy answer to Big Tanya right now.
Northern fetches a lot. Um, End of Days is probably the cleanest answer if I'm remembering the deck list correctly.
So
Um,
that's the 5-man Wrath.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just End of Days.
Yeah, so Splash Out plays a 5-man Planeswalker that pluses to make a 2/2. And wait, the werewolf has haste.
No, again, I think much like the previous turn, playing around Sinkhole is pretty important here. I think you definitely don't want 5 mana to get countered when you're investing both Sizzle Mage and Destruction into it. So I think Styles is kind of forced to just unrelenting here for End of Days.
Really? Why not just play Fletcherot and lock down the board for a few turns?
Well, the problem is that Tanya ults.
Is that? I mean, that's fine. It's only 8 damage.
I mean, I guess you can sack the flesh draw out, I guess. So, but it's also means that you're missing a land drop. And I mean, I guess,
I mean, like,
maybe you can just afford to take it.
yeah, your opponent's throwing away a 5-man Planeswalker for just some damage on you.
Well, I mean, you say some damage, but it's like 8 or 10, depending on whether Styles plays this Nebula.
I mean, that's fine, right?
I mean, you're against mono red.
Yeah,
Like,
but you just have to
that,
stabilize.
I mean, I guess the deck does have at least some amount of life gain. The Unrelenting in hand will probably be draining and tutoring, but you're also taking damage off the Wayfarer Shrine and the Nebula, so you'd be at 15 here after dropping Flash Grot,
Okay, there's 2
and
new.
then you'd immediately lose to this Tunu.
Wait, so Styles has a really good turn lined up if they tutor for their 5-man Wrath off the Unrelenting. Because they wipe their opponent's entire board.
Yeah, absolutely. And Rattler's not very good follow up. Doesn't really put that much of a clock. There's like at least some follow up.
Uh, Splashcat will have Rattler plus the Firehearth Halls after the Wrath. They might be able to get there just with those 2 cards.
Well, I mean, Stealth still does have this flesh to rot, so as long as
Right.
they draw something, I'm not quite sure if Rattler plus Sizzle Mage plus 5 holes is going to be good enough. It might have been a good idea for Splashcat to hold on to Tunu here, just because like you do kind of have to respect End of Days.
Wait, what did a 2 new plus flip? Because I wasn't paying attention.
Flip to Sizzle Mage, which got
Oh,
played.
okay.
Style's name's Battle.
Wait, you can do that now?
Oh yeah.
Wait, does that means End of
I
Days is
mean, you
suddenly a
can.
lot stronger?
you can name tribal, right? Well, is that legal? Is tribal?
I don't actually know, because if you name tribal, then end of days is basically always going to wipe the board if you want it to.
I mean, it always wipes the board anyways.
Yeah, but like against
Like,
Concord decks, sometimes you randomly don't wipe the board. But apparently you can.
do you not? Like, what, Planeswalker, Artifact, Enchantment, Creature,
Yeah,
Land?
that's the 5 permanent types that we've all know and love. So when you're
I
playing against
guess.
Concord, sometimes it misses something.
So Splashcat plays out their hand. This is going to get flush rotted,
And
and it's going to be a bit of top deck war.
that's displeasure. Oh, I remember this
But
combo.
yeah, you've had the pleasure of playing its 10-turn flesh rot. Um,
Well, the thing was, I was playing a deck that couldn't do anything unless its creatures sticks. Splashcat's playing a deck with burn. Maybe
I
Splashcat
mean,
just attacks.
Styles at 12. Like,
What?
I
So
mean,
so
yeah,
like you just have to top deck 2 flames approaches and then point down the face.
yeah. I mean, there's the top decking aspect, which is pretty important there.
You can always top deck Fireweaver. I mean, that'd be pretty good. Oh, the flock.
Ooh, well, there's the flock. Do you need to bounce? Oh, the flock is target, so can't actually plus here. Which is kind of awkward. It's not up to one target.
I mean, it's still a 3 loyalty planeswalker that your opponent has to deal with.
I mean, I don't think it does anything here though.
It looks really
Like,
scary.
I mean, I guess you get the first tick on it after the flesh rot dies.
Well, if
Or
Splashcat
you
ever
bounce the flesh rot.
if Splashcat plays anything, then the flock can plus it. So it definitely looks very scary.
Yeah, that's true, but I'm just thinking that these fire heath holes might. I guess the fire heath holes get blocked by the zero the turn after the flesh rot dies, and they can't attack before the flesh rot dies.
Yeah.
But Splashcat does have a lot of hits here. That is not out though. The Flames approach I was mentioned would be absolutely absurd here because it would both clear the flock and get momentoed.
One more land off the top.
Who Styles is using the flock to balance the flesh rot,
Uh,
just taking the life loss.
is that like a misplay?
I think it's fine.
They're
I
taking even
have to
more
imagine that.
life off the Nebula.
I mean, I think getting the flock out of burn range is kind of important. Like, there's a chance that you die to burn here, but I mean, Monomid is not that much
Ooh,
burn.
Unrivaled Fireweaver.
That is okay. Fireweaver is 6 points because that does fetch the Flames approach.
I mean, you can also fetch a Burden Rage right now, which is
Also very
funny,
true.
but I'm not sure if that's actually good because your opponent just
You
sacks
think?
their lands, and then you're sad.
Yeah, I think that probably just loses to the flock. Um,
So yeah, I guess you just fetch the Flames approach and then hope to top deck another burn spell.
yeah, Flames approach going face. Yeah,
What are chances of
Styles
cells?
doesn't have that much life gain left. With 2 unrelentings down. What said was San again. 2 more unrelentings, which can fetch them as well.
Well, ready for anything is a good start.
So
Uh,
Shanjuns too.
that's like not that, or that's more than a usual, more than average for an average deck. So I wouldn't say Styles is in a bad position right now.
Yeah, I'd say Styles a commanding position, and well, Sanagan probably clears up the game immediately.
Well, yep, there you go.
It would have been that much different if Splashcat did go for the button rage here. I mean, Styles has to sack what, 5 permanents?
Yeah, so they
So it's
sack 5
probably
lands, and you're still fine with that, right? You still have a Planeswalker on board with Flesh to Rot.
yeah, but you're on 2 lands, and like a single burn spell makes a flock pretty bad, and you can't zero the
Well,
flock. So like in this
huh,
case, the flock just dies. Well, I guess Xanagan dies here too. That's pretty excellent draw on Splashcat side.
yeah. I mean, do you have to point the Flames approach at Zangan now?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Xanagan just kills you in like 2 turns, 3 turns.
So then the flock just bounces your Flames approach, or the backside.
Yeah, I mean, it like sucks, but I think the flock you can at least theoretically beat with just because like burn is so effective against the zero. With Xanagan, well, like you're killing Xanagan now, or you're never killing Xanagan.
Yeah, so like, so then you just have to find 2 more damage somewhere in order to win.
Oh, you say,
Right, you point. Actually, no, you already used the front side of the first Flames approach, so yeah, you have to find 5 more
so you're saying that
damage.
point? So like you're saying that you could point all the flames approaches face you?
It's probably extremely risky, but I mean, technically you can.
Yeah, so styles go to 2, Xanagan puts them back up to 4. So Splashcat would need to find a Scorch or the last flame, or the last flames approach. Or I guess there's last flames approach, I think.
Well, I mean,
Oh no, one of them was 5 weird, so 2 left.
no, I mean, if Splashcat pointed all of the flames approaches at face, that'd be 9 damage total, and then Styles is at 8 right now, so technically, they will only be at 1 after Xanagan, right? So you just have to find one more burn spell.
Oh, like from the start, you're saying?
Uh,
Because wait, so
right
they
now,
haven't pointed anything at the flock, right?
yeah,
They've just pointed stuff Xanagan and face. So Styles would be going to 4 here if Xanagan was already in play.
yeah,
So you need to find or 1 damage off the top
yeah.
and only have 2 mana to do it.
I mean, Scorch,
Uh,
Flames Approach.
yeah, so
Is there any
yeah,
other options?
Scorch. So yeah, you have what 2 flames approaches. You have 4 scorches. I think that's it.
Is it? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, there's also option of top decking Tunu and then using Tunu to flip something, and that actually gets you more mana. Oh, Oros. Yeah, that would also be something that would.
Well, Waltz, as it turns out, is actually 0 damage because
Ah, right, right.
spells can kill it in response to the trigger. Um,
Well, there is a second Flames approach. I'm assuming this one's going face.
does it go face or does it go the flock?
The
Goes face.
one hit, the flock doesn't do anything, right? Because you're not gonna kill it in one hit, and then if you try to kill the flock,
Well,
then you're never gonna kill their face.
yeah, I suppose that the flock is like pretty healthy in general here because it is upticking on the Oros. So let's go for Unrelenting. This fetch is what is Xanag? Not Xanagan, Seto-san, I guess.
Do they have a second Zanagan?
No, they don't have second Xanagan.
Yeah,
Seto-san, assume is the fetch.
yeah, and then that probably just locks the game out for Splashcat.
The flesh rot would.
Ooh,
Oh,
Sandrine's command.
Chandrians. Chandrians doesn't. I'm kind of confused about that. Chandrians doesn't have that much to fetch main board. It fetches excellent and resplicing main board.
I mean, I
Post border gets
guess you're just using it for a life gain,
monocle.
like
Well, I
life
guess,
gain
yeah.
sack, make your opponents sack whatever big thing they drew. Radler.
You just figure that you like already have Daeang's displeasure, and like you can cast that with a Setter Sun. Doesn't really matter because you have the flock and 6 loyalty. I mean,
What's the minus
what
6 do?
If opponent you don't control would leave the battlefield, you may instead exile it and then return it to the battlefield on your control as a 1/1 flyer. Yeah, that seems pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. But will Styles find the time to minus it before the game's over?
I feel inclined to say that -6ing might not be better than just zero when your opponent's at 5 life.
I'm surprised Styles hasn't zeroed the flock yet.
There's like admittedly a very slight edge case because zeroing the flock gives you 6 creatures on board, and a Splashcat has Unweavable Fireweaver for the VHS card
Uh,
Unstoppable Slaughter, and that is a lot of damage face.
Wait, right. You can totally do that. I mean, Unstoppable Slaughter is no longer exponential, but that's still a lot of damage.
Yeah, it wouldn't even matter. It wouldn't matter in this. Oh, I guess Mentor would give another one. I don't think that even kills Styles with the Shanjins, but
Oh, yeah, I guess for people at home, describe what Unstoppable Slaughter does.
uh, does 1 damage to everything. So players. Oh, does it hit planeswalkers? I don't remember.
It's each player, each creature and each player. It doesn't hit planeswalkers.
And then every time it kills something, then you copy it. So if it was cast here, you'd play it once, it'd kill all the birds, you get 6 copies, and then it'd kill them until you get another copy. So it'd be 8 damage face.
Yeah. Also, it's 3 mana sorcery, just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Oros, Stars White doesn't even need to kill this in response to the trigger.
Sad Oros dealing 1 damage. Womp womp.
I suppose Splashcat draws like triple Scorch.
Oh yeah,
Styles has to do something.
I forgot that Oros had an activate ability that only costs 1 mana.
It also is a pretty good card. So yeah, that was very huge end of days. Splashcat mentioning they overextended with Tunu, which basically got killed for free with the end of days.
Yeah.
Um,
So sideboarding, what's Splashcat bringing in?
Generally, at least how I've been boarding against control is that you bring in dissonance.
You do?
Sometimes you bring in ritual rays. I don't think this deck has enough. Does South like have any graveyard interaction? I guess Unrelentings. Don't know if that's worth it.
Yeah.
But you bring in distance, and then you. I've also been siding in the 4th Flames approach.
Really?
Just because Unravel Fireweaver, I generally think it's probably better for it to be grabbing on Burden Range or on Peel Siege. Then you like side out Scorch, so it has burn.
So what about on the other side? You can bring in a bunch of Shine Drinks command targets, right?
Yeah, so did play this in League, and I think how I sideboarded was I brought in, I think, what? Definitely the X went. I think I don't remember if we brought in Ego. Definitely brought in Epidemic, brought in Chronicles, the last two Shanjuns, and I sided out the 6-mana Planeswalkers, maybe a Confirm or two,
Right.
uh, something along those lines.
Well, game 2 has started, and looks like Styles did bring in the Ego. Oh, I didn't realize Ego got promo.
I think that's even Styles' promo. Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, that's not a keepable hand. That only has one land.
Yeah, one island even. This also has 2 lands.
You
I
keep
mean,
this.
do you on the draw?
Yeah, I guess. Styles says yes.
Like, I mean, you have confirm.
You have Cosmic Sinkhole.
Yeah, but like, are you playing Sedate Tundra? I guess you're playing Tundra turn 1, and then Megate turn 2. How
Yeah.
does confirm?
Splashcat keeps a pretty good hand, though. They have Leaf Down Sizzle Mage into Rattler, which doesn't actually do much in this matchup, but it is an early creature. I think they're just going to play 2 mana Tanya.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Getting Tanya down early to start ticking towards the -4 potentially is pretty nice.
And that's going to eat a Cosmic Sinkhole.
Yeah, they're probably pretty happy about the decision to go Tanya instead of like Sizzle Mage, Rattler, or anything. Because that would have been even more blown up by Sinkhole.
I think now Styles plays Mirror Gate because they're going to hold up Sinkhole for next turn anyways. They don't have anything else to do with their mana, so might as well play Mirror Gate to play your tap land now.
Oh, yeah, makes sense. Did draw an Audic Mine, which is the second pain land with no basics.
They get to play Infectious Eagle on turn 5. I think they're turn 4. They can make back to life. Ooh, Oros. So,
Oros is definitely not looking too happy here. Not many subjects for him. Splashcat decides to play the halls here, so I guess this just means Flames approach face? Or
Sizzle
no, they go
Mage.
Sizzle Mage
They're
Rattler.
gonna. Okay, well, that's gonna get eaten by Cosmic Sinkhole. I'm assuming at
Yeah,
least.
pretty punished for this. Styles having the second single.
Yeah, ooh, ready for anything, plus Rift Slicing. So, actually, was there a reason why Splashcat played Fireheart Halls instead of Mountain?
I think they want to Oros this turn.
But they could have done it anyway if they kept the Leaf Down Sizzle Mage, right? Like, was there a reason to
Yeah, I
turbo?
guess that's fair. Yeah, it might have been better to sequence. Just play Rattler, runs in the single, and then Sizzle Mage plus Oros next turn.
They're gonna Flames Approach, Sizzle Mage. Definitely not the fastest start.
Yeah, this ego is going to be pretty brutal on a Splashcat. Probably going to need to hit a Fireweaver off the top here.
Stas is even taking the time to Rift Slicing the Leaf Down Sizzle Mage.
Yeah, doing 1 mana Stone Rain is not too bad, even in this matchup.
Alright, and there comes Ego. And yep, there goes a land.
So really hoping to draw Fireweaver on Splashcat's
Oof.
side.
Oof.
Doesn't hit.
I think you have to play
Uh,
Oros here so that you can wheel with
yeah,
Oros next
definitely.
turn.
Like, you can just, like, pass and to not have to sack anything into ego, but that seems not great.
Oros for 1, that feels bad. Like, compared to how strong Oros usually looks. Looks like Oros does have a weakness.
Yeah, just the double sinkhole, kind of brutalizing Splashcat's early game, especially when they whiff on their 1 drop.
Slice still doesn't have a way to kill Oros yet, so Splashcat does get to wheel with Oros, at least.
Yeah,
Scorch.
oh, God, what do you even do here?
You attack with Oros and then you sack it.
Yeah, but, like, where are you pointing the Scorch? Are you pointing the Scorch or anything?
Depends on what you draw with Oros.
Well, no, but you need to discard your hand to
Oh.
Oros.
You point Scorch at face. Because that's a... Yeah, because if you don't draw anything, if you don't draw another burn spell, then and you point it at Ego, then it's really bad.
Yeah, I guess with the land already played.
Ooh, is this useful at all? Did they already play a land this turn? Yeah, they did. Okay.
Yeah. If they didn't, then maybe playing Scorch at Ego is more reasonable because Rattler's also out, but that would also lose to Lost of the Dreams. I mean, Archon does give at least some amount of edge cases here, depending on what Styles fetches with this Unrelenting.
Like what?
Well, I mean, Seto-san would be one example because that does kill the ego, not in a nice way, but
Okay, never mind. That is not gonna go for the cool option.
yeah, I think just probably makes sense to just go for Shandrin's much more conservative.
And they're gonna sack the... I mean, they are down to 6 life, so, I mean...
Yeah, 6 life, but ego's gonna put them to 10, Shandrin's gonna put them 15.
Yeah.
Fetching Shandrin's also clears up the Flames approach from Yard.
Right, I forgot
Ego
these
is
things still in yard.
yeah, the ego is keeping that in check at the moment, but is nice to keep in mind. Um, it does seem like Shanjun's going to lock this up. Shanjun's fetching a Chronicle of the Kitsune.
Right.
Though actually, I guess like I mean, technically, Chronicles Descent doesn't do anything here, but with the ego in play, but that means that Styles has an ego in play, so
Is there anything Splashcat can top deck?
I don't think so. Like, I think at this point it's too. I mean, Fireweaver doesn't even do it
Oh,
because
they're gonna
Styles
main
has
phase
lost the
this.
dreams up.
Yeah, main phase Sandrine's command. Merchant gain. Okay, so I guess they want to play something main phase.
I think Chronicles is the only thing
Seal
to
is
get grab. Oh,
ah
Seal. Huh.
ah. Good point. Yeah.
You wouldn't be inclined to bring Seal the Tomb into this matchup, but I guess considering the game one, how powerful the Flames Approaches were there.
Let's see how Splashcat boarded.
They left the fourth Flames Approach on the board. They only sat in one distant. What?
I mean,
It's
I guess they didn't think that this hit was good because it's not a combo deck or a tempo Xerox deck.
I mean, I generally like. I feel like Control is like half the reason you play distant almost.
Hmm. Maybe they're thinking of distant the same way that you think about Box Spear against control decks.
Yeah, well, the thing is that like Rattler isn't exactly great here, right?
Right.
And like especially on the play, like Styles got down to like 6 without Splashcat even intervening. 2 new.
Huh.
Well, I guess I got lost through dreams, huh?
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, but I feel like I've generally been liking Dissonant a lot against Control, just because it does set up kind of like much more straightforward win conditions as opposed to trying to set up with like or needing to set up with like Tunu and stuff like that.
And
Rattler is also like
hmm,
wait.
they tried to play the creature instead of the Chunu. Not sure if that mattered at all. It didn't,
Oh wait,
but
Alcon was counted. Okay,
yeah.
I was confused because I was gonna say that Styles should have gotten a fatigue, but
Styles is now animating their Mind Queens.
yeah. At this point, Splashcat is good. I guess there are outs for Splashcat, like drawing run on Fireweaver probably puts them back in the game. Yeah, oh, I guess not because you need a land to impale siege.
But are they running Imperial Siege in the board?
Aren't they? I think.
No, they're not.
Oh,
They're running Flame Crowd's command.
huh.
Uh,
I think it's actually the fourth rift away that the difference because I think Flame Call's command is over the Pyroclasm, whatever.
and yeah, there's the game. Wait, Styles was on one Infectious Eagle, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, huh. I guess that
Mhm.
single card really changed the matchup.
Yeah. Actual. So unrelenting for ego is the like idea here because
Right.
oh, and maybe more particularly, I don't in this match you probably don't unrelenting for ego most of the time. But that's actually more particularly to deal with Thunder Road. To be completely honest.
All right, so they've left the game, so we can look at replays now. Wait, where's the replays? I mean, is there anything that stands out, or is it just the game the game progressed as we expected we expected it to?
I mean, what? I guess in game two, we're talking about the decision point with Splashcat going playing the tap holes.
Yeah,
Probably doesn't end up mattering just because they couldn't end up having an answer to this ego regardless.
I guess
Because it ends up being the same, right?
yeah, sort of. I guess Splash
It,
wouldn't have one more devotion for Oros, maybe. Actually, no, it'll be the same. No, did they
like
top deck of
the
Mountain, or no? That was the Mountain they already
Yeah, they
had.
did. So they would have been able to keep the Sizzle Mage, but not too big of a deal. If they were like ghosting, they could have Sizzle Mage into Rattler with the Mountain to play around single.
I mean,
Um,
that wouldn't actually be
which
too insane of an idea, right?
um, yeah, if they had another untapped land, I don't think it would be. But considering you wouldn't be able to consistently drop Oros, it's a bit weird. They would probably win that game just because like risk splicing and sinkhole don't do well into Oros, and suddenly styles taking a lot more damage on top of the painful mana base.
Right.
But yeah, I suppose like this is also maybe a good example of like Dissonant being potentially a lot better than Rattler because like you can't like admittedly it probably ends up being the same where they dissing at sinkholes after playing the halls, but But the halls was a mountain, then Distant plays around sinkhole, gets down. Billy is pits for Oros as well.
Yeah.
Would have maybe let Splashcat to start to generate some amount of advantage. Previous game, the game one was definitely a lot closer because I think if Splashcat doesn't play this Tunu here, they probably just win.
Right, yeah.
Um,
I mean, so they don't play a tuning. What do they do instead?
I mean, they just play Sizzle Mage or the Rattler, or even just pass. Because
Yeah.
Tanya plus the two wolves is more or less lethal. Like, um, it's not, but you're not exactly coming back from that.
Right.
And then you next turn you go Tunu plus Rattler. And then the Rattler dies with Flesh Drop. Then you have a active Tunu up to -2. And Styles doesn't have that many actions to Planeswalkers.
Mm.
So from there, it should be Splashcat probably cleans up pretty easily. Big difference between having a Tunu and not having a Tunu.
Yeah.
Don't think the Flames approach targeting Xanagan decision really matters that much, though I guess there's probably a good argument that that's your highest wimp send at this point.
You're like playing to your outs sort of thing.
Yeah. Because like you do die in 2 turns, more or less, because the Xanagan's gonna hit you again, and then Xanagan ult. But you probably aren't winning if you kill the Xanagan anyways, because you need to invest like both Flames approaches, the flock clears the Oros that comes into play. And then Styles has a clue as well, and which they're going to be able to crack. So it seems kind of optimistic that you beat this without drawing another burn spell to like bring the flock down loyalty. And at that point, you might as well just go face because you'd win. I don't think it ends up mattering because I think Styles hit a I think it was unrelenting right pretty soon after this, but
Yeah. But that's probably enough discussion. So yeah, we'll just leave it off for now. Hopefully we'll be around to commentate the finals. I mean, you're gonna commentate your semifinals, right?
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean hopefully I'll win. So I'll
So then I have to
I
get
guess that means that it be commentating the finals regardless.
yeah, so then I have to get
Um,
Caillou to commentate the finals with me.